Welcome to Chatting with Chelsey, your trusted source for all things Medicare and health insurance. Hey everybody, this is Chelsey Hogan with CHI Insurance. Just wanted to pop in today to talk a little bit about what is Medicare itself for our very first video of this series that we are doing. The very first piece of Medicare is going to be Medicare Part A. Part A is going to be your hospitalization coverage. With Part A, you will have a deductible associated with the coverage, also a copay per day that you are in the hospital. Typically, if you have paid into Medicare and worked your 40 quarters, there is no premium or monthly payment for Part A. Part B is going to be the doctors themselves, office visits, outpatient procedures, lab work, and things of that nature. There is a premium associated with Part B. In 2026, that premium is $202.90 per month, and that is the standard premium for Part B. If you're a high income earner, that can be more. If you qualify for some special needs programs like Medicaid, that can be less, just depending on your personal situations. Part B is going to have a $283 deductible in 2026. And then essentially everything after that is an 80-20 split, where Medicare pays 80% and you pay 20%. One of the biggest things that people don't understand when it comes to Medicare is that A and B is all you get from the federal government. And the biggest things that you don't see covered or built into these policies is one, an annual maximum out of pocket. So those copays and percentages that Medicare does not cover never stop generating to you as the consumer. Also, there is no prescription drug coverage built into it. So those are the two most important reasons to add coverages in addition to what you get from Medicare themselves. We have two options to add in addition to Medicare. The first option is a Medicare supplement. Those are private policies offered by insurance carriers that you get to pick from, and they all have a letter associated with them. So G, N, F, and so forth. Medicare supplements, we're going to pay an additional premium on top of the $202.90 per month. That is going to vary based on which policy that you want, how old you are, and where you live. All of that is going to come into a factor, and also if you use any tobacco. So those are Medicare supplements, sometimes known as Medigap. So Medigap, Medicare supplement, all exactly the same thing. With Medicare supplements, you do not have a network of doctors. So as long as the doctor in the hospital and the facilities that you want to utilize accept Medicare, they take your supplement, no matter what insurance carrier you pick, which is really nice, and you can travel across all of the United States and don't have to worry about any of that. In most states, you do not have to have any prior authorizations to utilize your Medicare supplement policy along with original Medicare. That is something to keep your eye on as legislation changes. That could be changing. So for example, with a Medicare supplement, I would say the most popular plan this year is probably a G plan. With a G plan, it pays for everything that Medicare does not, except for your Part B deductible of $283 in 2026. So if Medicare pays, the supplement pays. If Medicare doesn't pay, the supplement doesn't pay. It's very cut and dry with these plans, and you don't have to worry about insurance hoops and things like that. Very easy plans, but we are going to pay an additional monthly premium on top of our $202.90 per month that we're paying for our Part B coverage. So depending on what your budget looks like, that can be rather expensive. Medicare supplements can also increase in pricing based on how the block of business is running with that insurance carrier, and as we age, we will see price increases come through. Also, not built into your Medicare supplement plan that we'd have to have an additional policy for is a prescription drug plan, or Part D, or PDP. Medicare likes to give everything a whole bunch of different names that all mean the exact same thing. So with a Medicare supplement, to make sure that you have drug coverage, we would need to add a standalone prescription drug coverage. So with a Medicare supplement, we would need to add a standalone prescription drug plan in addition to that policy. Make sure that you had coverage at the pharmacy for all of your prescriptions. Depending on the plan that makes the most sense for you based on your prescriptions, your pharmacy, and where you live, there can be an additional premium associated with that. So with Medicare supplement and original Medicare, you will have 3 different insurance cards. Your red, white, and blue card that shows your Part A and B, your Medicare supplement card with your insurance carrier, and your standalone prescription drug card. Your next option is going to be a Medicare Advantage plan, or sometimes known as Part C. Like I said, bunch of names, same exact things. Medicare Advantage plans are provided from private insurers as well. However, they are going to work a little differently than what Medicare Supplement does. So Medicare Advantage plans, sometimes you hear people refer to those as Medicare replacement plans. They are going to provide all of the benefits that are available through Part A and B, plus the additional things. So the additional things could be dental, vision, over-the-counter benefits, a gym membership, things like that. They will also give you copays and things at the doctor, for your office visits, for your imaging, things like that. These policies will give you an annual maximum out of pocket, meaning that all of the copays and percentages that are built into the plan can never total more than the plan's maximum out of pocket. So worst case scenario, if something crazy happened to you, the most your bills would ever total to is X amount of dollars, based on whichever plan works the most cost effectively for you and works with your doctors in your area or the doctors that you want to utilize. With Medicare Advantage plans, typically there is no additional monthly premium on top of the $202.90. So we pay the $202.90, nothing else in addition to it. But with Medicare Advantage, we're going to pay at the doctor or at the imaging center or wherever you utilize the policy, we will pay at that time. Also, typically built into these plans, you will also have prescription drug coverage. So you won't have to have a separate policy for that. It's all built into one big package. Some plans have these, some plans don't. So if you have VA coverage or prescription drug coverage that you utilize elsewhere, or just don't want prescription drug coverage. So if you have prescription drug coverage through the VA or don't want prescription drug coverage, you don't have to have those. You can get a Medicare Advantage plan that does not include prescription coverage. Also, with Medicare Advantage plans, we do have a network of doctors associated with these plans. So we want to make sure whichever plan fits your needs the most will also work at the doctors that you utilize. They can be HMOs, they can be PPOs, they can be private fee-for-service plans. They have a bunch of different options that are out there, and the plans that are available to you are going to depend on where you live. Just because a plan is available in South Georgia doesn't mean it's available in North Georgia. Now, these plans also have what we call, or what I call, insurance hoops to jump through. So sometimes I always use the example, if I needed a shoulder surgery, my doctor submits that to whichever insurance carrier I picked, ABC Insure. They say, okay, Chelsey, you need that shoulder surgery. We submitted it, but now ABC Insure wants to know, have you done physical therapy? We're not going to pay for the shoulder surgery until you've done the physical therapy. Things like that. Just kind of what we're used to with individual health insurance or insurance through our employer. Those insurance hoops are associated with these policies. So with that being said, we're going to be receiving our original Medicare A and B from the federal government. Part A, typically no premium associated with that. Part B is going to be the $202.90 per month. If you are drawing Social Security, they're going to take that money right out of your Social Security check every month. If you're not receiving Social Security, they will bill you quarterly, or you can set it up to pay from your checking account online through Medicare and through CMS directly. Option 1 that you have that we talked about is going to be the Medicare supplement. In addition to A and B, we're going to pay an additional monthly premium depending on the plan you want that makes the most sense for you. And then a standalone prescription drug card attached to that. Or Medicare Advantage plan, where you pick which insurance carrier makes the most sense for you. Typically no monthly premium associated with those plans. And we're going to get all of the extras, or what I call the goodies, the dental, the vision, the over-the-counter, gym memberships, things like that. But we do have to abide by those plans' rules, so to speak, of network of doctors, prior authorizations, things like that. So some hoops to jump through on that side. You can't have both. We do one or the other, so Medicare supplement or Medicare Advantage. I think that is the biggest thing that most people don't understand, is that we can't have a Medicare supplement with a Medicare Advantage plan. That is one of the biggest questions that I get when I'm meeting with people for the first time. So both of these plans are great insurance plans. The question is which one makes the most sense for you, and understanding how they're different. I think that's where a lot of people get tripped up by insurance, is they don't understand how the plan they have actually works. As long as we understand that Medicare Advantage is different than Medicare Supplement and Medicare Supplement is different than Medicare Advantage, I don't think there is a wrong option. I think it's just understanding how your coverages work. And that is where it is really important to have an advisor for you who is local, who you can call all the time. And that is why it's really important that you are utilizing someone that you trust, that is local, that is there for you and can really explain these benefits for you, not only every year during open enrollment, but during the year as you're actually utilizing the insurance. When those questions pop up of why did this pay here, why is my prescription X amount of dollars, having somebody local and that you trust, that you can pick up the phone and call, somebody that you know, is the most important thing. And that's why we take a lot of pride in ourselves at CHI, is being that local independent agent that's going to do the right thing for our clients. If you have any more questions or have ideas for the next topic, drop it in the comments below. I'm so excited to start this series with you to kind of walk through what is Medicare, how does Medicare work, what other products are out there, and just kind of go through it all. Thanks for watching Chatting with Chelsey. Stay informed, stay covered, and stay confident. See you next time.